All right, collective, we have two situations here. The first situation is a life with someone that comes from the same background as you or the same struggle as you. So, let me give you some context. Um, they aren't wealthy, you aren't wealthy. They didn't grow up with a silver spoon, you didn't grow up with a silver spoon. Kind of like got it out the mud type of energy. And then in the other dynamic, the other person may have status. They may be high value. They may have um, come from good stock, something along those lines. Um, and so you have these two paths that come with its own trials and tribulations depending on what path you choose. Neither path, we're going to go ahead and say it, it's not going to be perfect. Neither path is going to be not going to be perfect. Both paths are going to come with its own hardship and its own wins, memories, good and bad. But ultimately, the decision has to be yours, right? So there's a moment where during this time of waiting, during this season, it's like you're going to have an opportunity to kind of sit back and look at what your ancestors, like what your ancestors have done. Okay, what choices have they made? Because that's the information that we pull from in order to make the decisions that we want to make, right? So let's say you come from a family, because this is the family dynamics that I'm picking up on, right? Somebody has come from, and it's coming up as you. Okay, you were born in a family that um may like nice things, may like good money, good resources, very affluent, very influential, very mindful, very demure family. Okay, but regardless of growing up in that family, that may not have been the reality of what it was like behind closed doors. Let me give you some context for that situation. So, let's say your mom raised you to don't ever date a broke man. Have someone with standards and make sure he can provide or take care of you, and as well make sure you keep up with yourself. Make sure you look good. Make sure you know how to be presentable so you can attract that type of man, right? But behind closed doors, you may have known the truth behind those types of relationships, that your mom was like the brains of the operation. Your mom was the backbone. Your mom was holding everything together and making that man appear to be a good provider, making that man appear to have it all together. But really, it was your mom's family oriented spirit that was the glue behind that family portrait. Okay, so when you grow up in those types of environments, you have a different perspective from a child's view, right? You look at things totally different. You see it from the reality versus what they portray it to be amongst their peers and their social groups. So somewhere along the line, on some level, you meet a lot of connections, that you have met a lot of romantic partners that kind of like remind you, like they have that innocence, they have that playfulness, that youthfulness, maybe slightly childish or immature, but it feels like family, it feels like home, it feels like something that you're familiar with. And that may be the kind of connections that you're always connecting with, people that help remind you of your roots, where you came from. Especially like if it's a cultural thing, that dynamic is common amongst, you know, Latinos. That dynamic is really in every culture. I think any dynamic that has roots as far as a cultural perspective, they understand that it does take two people to actually have a balanced position, but it does take a lot of trial and error to get to that point where it's a well operated ship. Now, what I see here is you doing a lot of work on yourself as an individual, you evolving as a person, and you're attracting something outside of your familiar, something outside of what you grew up in, what you're familiar with. It's completely out of your tax bracket. Okay, so that's why I'm picking up the status energy here. And so you don't know what to expect with this type of connection because you've never been in one where the counterpart or the person that you're talking to really doesn't, they don't have to hide or disguise who they really are behind you, making them look good. You know, they're not a coward. This is definitely someone that can hold their own. And so you wouldn't have to talk to them like a mother or a father. You wouldn't have to baby this person. And ultimately, this would be you completely breaking that generational curse of being in relationships or being stuck in family dynamics where the female archetype is really the person that goes out there and get it, but the male energy holds the status as being the most important, right? So, and also outside of cultural perspectives, also in like religious households, that's also another dynamic where you'll see how the masculine really is what he is as the preacher or the pastor based off the strong women around him. Kind of like a pride, you know how in Lion King, the women do all the hunting, the women do all the hard work, but the men are like the poster child for it, the golden child, because he's a male. And so when you're coming out of that type of dynamic and you're introduced to the type of dynamic where you don't have to fake it till you make it, you don't have to, like, this is someone that got their shit together. Having a partner that got their shit together, that's actually a real equal. I feel like that may not be something that you're used to or accustomed to. You get what I'm saying? And so in this season, you got a big choice to make coming up soon. And I feel like the choice that you're going to have to make is, some of y'all, I feel like you're going to move very soon. And it's like, are you ready to move? Are you ready to overcome hardship? Are you ready for a very stable connection, partnership? Are you ready to, some of y'all will be traveling overseas. Others of you will be, moving to other states. But this is supposed to be your calm after the storm. This is supposed to be your future. This is where you're headed. And it's new uncharted territory. You've never been in nothing like this before. So you're going to have to trust the process. You've made a lot of progress on yourself. And I feel like where you're headed is a healed relationship. Like, you won't be connecting with someone that has trauma from a previous relationship or trauma from like their family that they're still trying to resolve. You're not dealing with someone. This won't be a connection that has mother and father wounds to heal. They're not mad at the world, so they take it out on every gender that reminds them of their parents. I don't see that issue here. Let's see. Telling you, this is a confirmation. As you go through this transition, it's like, have no fear. You've already, something about The other options or the other path, you've already walked that path down in so many different ways with so many different people. You've already had trial and error. And so it's like try something completely different. And because it's foreign and you're not accustomed to this new life, it's going to feel like it's like you're not supposed to be doing it. It's gonna feel like you don't know if you're doing the right thing. But it's like give up everything. Sell your furniture, sell your stuff. Um Pack light. This is giving me pack light. And I feel like as you go through this transition, you won't have to do it alone. That's what I'm seeing here. Like you won't have to handle it all by yourself. And I feel like the transition process, at least, I feel like you can trust someone. Especially if 1,000,001 thoughts are going through your mind. Like, should I move to this location? Should I relocate? Should I do that? This is like a big fat yes. King of Wands, the Magician, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Who is this King of Wands energy? Okay, so there's someone that you know that is really invested in what your next plans are. They feel as if they're observing you manifest a way out. They feel like you're up to something. They feel like you're about to be doing something. They don't know when, where, how, with who, none of those different things. But the Seven of Pentacles feelings is saying, like, on some level, because like you don't hate them, because you're not trying to go tit for tat with them, because you're not wishing them any harm. You're not concentrating on what's going on in their life, not chasing them. They feel like whatever tie bound y'all together, that you're no longer engaging in that energy exchange. You seem to be a lot more vulnerable than you ever have been before, and it scares this person because they feel as if it's only when your heart is open, it's only when you're ready to settle down again or to love again, that you start to become vulnerable and sensitive. Otherwise, you're extremely hard, guarded, and cold. And it feels like you're not cold anymore. And that scares somebody. Like they know that you have officially let go. That's what I'm seeing here. Someone knows that you're officially let go of whatever karma that you guys have had together. Look at that. As soon as I said karma, Wheel of Fortune. I think this person as well is doing things deliberately that they know that you hate. So let's say you like good communication. This person is deliberately not communicating with you. Let's say you like consistency. This person is deliberately not giving you consistency. There's something about trying to figure out what it is that you want and finding ways to not do it at the last minute, then come back around and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. And so it's like, be careful, not sorry. But in this situation, it's to trigger you back into some type of karmic energy exchange. They may also be acting uninterested in you. It's reverse psychology. Someone's acting uninterested in you, like they don't care about what you're doing, things like that. But the truth of the matter is, this is all all they think about is who you're talking to, who you could possibly be sleeping with, who you could possibly be engaging with. Ace of Swords. They have some type of suspicion that it got to be like somebody in your neighborhood. It got to be somebody that you met at a party. They feel like they're like trying to come off as not being no hater. Like if you out here talking to other people, meeting other people, like they don't care. They're like, hey, you can go out and do whatever you want to do. But it's all a facade. I don't know why. They're very disappointed. They're very disappointed. So if this person can make you unsure or hesitant during this time, that's what they would at least like to do. I don't feel like they want a new beginning with you. I feel like they just want to block anything new coming in for you. They want to block anything else outside of them, anyone else. They kind of want to detour other people from talking to you and getting to know you by way of them just dreading the idea of going through like the good and the bad with you, the ups and the downs with you, the ebbs and the flows with you. That's what somebody wants. They want to kind of like mark their territory, have a pissing match, but even if they never meet that person, they want to give you a headache. So anybody else would be like, I'll just pass this option by. I won't even entertain it because it looks like you have things going on in your own personal life. So let's say this person stresses you out. Objectively, if you meet someone or you're talking to someone, they may feel like, hey, you're stressed, you're having a bad day, I'm going to pull back, I'm going to stop talking to you for a while and let you handle that, I'm going to let you go. And so this person wants other people to kind of like let you go and not invest in getting to know you because it's like you're too stressed out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the power of like the effect, the chemistry of how we all like play with each other, how our energy either works well together or against each other. That's what I see here. So you may meet connections, but it may be like fun, spontaneous and stuff like that, because, or you may feel like no one's ever really going to take you seriously or want something more. I feel like you already have it in your mind you expect to be disappointed in love, because not many valuable options or people that you connect with tend to want to have anything to do with people that you have to co-parent with or collaborate with or things like that. So I just feel like what you need to know is someone at a distance from you is just undecided. I think they're undecided right now. They're making their mind. It's unfortunate that a lot of y'all have toxic exes, toxic baby mamas, baby daddies, things of that nature. And so it's going to take some time for someone to like look on the bright side of situations, but I do feel like ultimately with the Two of Pentacles is definitely someone is weighing the reality of a situation. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like we'll all find out together in the next episode. We'll all find out. Energy changes every day. So we got hooked. Yes, I'm telling you. We got hooked here. What is this? Drama starter. Yeah, I feel like someone is being very careful because someone connected to you is a drama starter. But I feel like ultimately, like, it's not you that's going to be a problem. It's more or less like someone connected to you. And I don't feel like you're dealing with this person. It's just someone connected to you doesn't want to see you move on. They don't want to see you step into your power. And I feel like you're trying to block out all that negativity. But it's going to take a very strong person to be able to block it out as well, and to maintain like what you guys got going on, or what you guys are, like how you guys are coming to, getting to know each other, all those different things and stuff like that. It's going to take some time. Yeah, someone's going to have thick skin, my love. That's how I feel. You and this person are going to have to be, see this coming. Like, you're going to have to know that people are just hating on your relationship. People are hating on your connection. And not let that get to you. So it's like the connection is being tested before you guys even really make big decisions. Can you guys take it? Can you guys stop and smell the roses? So I feel like when you guys go through seasons of slowing down and kind of just like taking a step back, it's a part of it. So you don't transfer that energy from another negative person over into your connection. Some of you guys, it could be like what you do for work. Imagine being a therapist, and after you work at the clinic all day and you come home, you also want to make sure that you have a good process of clearing that energy out. And so you have the patience for your relationship next. What if you're a doctor and you done lost several patients at the hospital? This is how you learn how to come home, talk on the phone, and be engaged in your house, your personal life, separate from your work life. I see y'all being able to, by any means necessary. You know how they say when there's loss or when there's negativity, sometimes no words at all is the solution. It's just the passion. That could be a great stress reliever. That could be a great stress reliever as well. Where y'all just let shit go and then y'all just have sex. Who doesn't like that, Leave yesterday. Who got time to be mad at each other? That type of energy. Like, who has time to be sitting there being mad at each other? Consequences, bad choices, games, mixed signals. Harmony in reverse. So, like I said, that dynamic that I just described, as far as like passion, kiss and makeup, even when you're having a bad day, it doesn't work on every connection. You get what I'm saying? I feel like some of you guys run into a karmic connection that they're more greedy. So they work to disturb your peace. They don't get over things. They play games. They make bad choices, and you both pay the consequence. And so there's no peace in those types of connections. But I feel like if you haven't already, you're going to meet someone that doesn't hold a grudge. They're not a resentful person. They let things go. They try not to hold a grudge. And you'll know the difference, because I feel like the right person will have patience for you, and they won't be jealous of you taking time for yourself. They won't be mad at you to take time for yourself. Neither one of you guys will be mad at each other for that. This person also, they could watch you dance with other people and they wouldn't be jealous. You know, they can watch other people desire you and they wouldn't be jealous. If anything, it would turn them on versus the negative. I feel like whoever this karmic energy is, it's the opposite for them. They start to feel triggered. I would say that the only time someone can get unpredictable is if you want to know something about the established person that came, the person of status or the established person that came up, they don't like they don't like when people chastise them. I think the problem that they had with a lot of connections, a person would ignore them or chastise them by abandoning them, and then only come back around when they want something from them. You get what I'm saying? That is a trigger. So whoever this established person of value or status, they don't like when people try to play that type of game on them or that type of tactic where they'll ghost a person or they'll pull their love away from them, ignore them, block them, and do all those types of petty, stupid things versus talking it out or, articulating your feelings. That is a trigger for this person. Yeah, because we have distance in reverse. And then it's like the person would require them to like buy them things and do all these nice gestures as a way to like kiss their ass to like make like as a way to control this person or tame this person. They don't like when people do that. It makes them feel very like it's like a conniving way to inadvertently control someone, get something out of someone. This person is like, you don't have to. Not saying you, but this is one of the things that they don't like with their karmics that they've had to deal with. Or how they're super clingy and insecure that this person is up to something because they're unpredictable. They don't like that shit either. So whoever this high value status person is, that's one of the biggest things that they have. The hangups that they have with their connections is the constant need of validation, the constant need of reassurance of how this person feels about them. One thing I will tell you is that because this person, like I said, has a status of being wealthy, secure, they're secure in their life, their finances, okay? This is someone that takes care of you. Like if they're not around, so that they take care of you. They are a true provider. And this is someone that doesn't result to ghosting you, divorcing you, separating from you as a way to punish you when they feel some type of way. I feel like this is someone that lives a very unpredictable life, and they prefer to kind of take time to themselves to balance themselves out, but they would never use the structure of your stability as a means to chastise you. Especially if y'all have family that done that to you before. You know how your parents would use, like, sometimes some parents would use like your stability, threatening to kick you out, have you live with relatives, not support you, your dreams, in the event that you don't tell them, they don't hear from you, or you're too busy, or you're not giving them what they want. They chastise you in that way. This isn't somebody that uses their finances as a way to control people. So if you're concerned about someone doing that, I don't think you would have to worry about that. I just think when someone gets paranoid and they start to overthink in a situation, they kind of take some time, they take a step back, and they just observe the situation. Especially if you feel off, they may give you time. Like, I'm gonna give you time to, like, breathe, give space, but I don't think they're going anywhere. So one thing you don't have to worry about is this person, like, going anywhere. I think they just get guarded. Okay, someone's a very guarded person that wants to make sure that they're making healthy choices and they're not repeating old red flags. And I feel like you're doing the same thing, but again, there are karmic energies, there are third party energies that would love for you both to fail. And so the outside noise, you guys are going to have to keep people outside. I think Burner Boy said this the best. I don't know what he was referring to, but if you're a ship in the water, there's way more water than there is your ship, right? So why would you let water get in the ship to sink your ship? That doesn't make any sense. So giving attention to haters or to outside thoughts or negative influences would be equivalent to allowing all that water to get in on your ship, and then you guys go down with the fucking Titanic. So that's what I have for you guys for episode 3, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.